Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in to your yoga practice today and mantra practice. Let's begin by finding a comfortable seat and really take the time to acknowledge this version of yourself today in this moment. That your seat might be different than it usually looks, that your meditation seat is something you want to feel relaxed in, but also alert and awake in. So take your time to find what that is this morning and close down your eyes. Bring your clear and loving attention to your breath. The way the inhale expands your body, expands into the space around you. And the way your exhale deflates what's not serving you, lets go of any old stories. Just really honoring the power of our breath, a power we can access at any moment throughout our lives, that it's always with us, that it enlivens our body in this life. That it can bring us back to the present moment where we are safe and held. Relax your shoulders down your back. Let your sit bones be heavy into the earth. Feel how she holds us. Maybe even bring a slight round to your sacrum, that lumbar spine, releasing any ideas of what you think a perfect yogi looks like, and just being comfortable in your body, comfortable in your space. Relax your jaw, maybe bring a space between your teeth. Swallow. Relax your eyes. And with your eyes closed, bring them to your third eye point, the space between your eyebrows. And in this moment, ask that your intuition, your innate sense of knowing what is good, what is true, ask that it be here with you in this space, that it guides you. Then bring your awareness to your heart space. And ask that the eye of your heart be here with us today. That this is a soul-led practice. Leaving the ego, leaving any fear, leaving any external perceptions of what you should do. Just leave them. We can acknowledge them, but we don't have to be ruled by them. Bring one hand to your low belly and one hand to your heart. That our intention, that our compassion be here, our compassion first and foremost for ourselves, our compassion for those we love, our compassion for those we struggle with, our compassion for those we've never met, for our earth, for our home, and our wisdom, that our wisest self, our wisest heart be here. That gut, trusting our gut. That's not just something we say, it's real. The enteric system can guide us if we listen, if we're connected. So, with compassion and wisdom, let's begin. Just gently open your eyes, really slowly, really kindly. And relax your hands back down to your knees. And we're going to begin a 3-part breath. Breathing into your belly first and letting it grow big, then your chest and letting your collarbone expand, and your throat, letting it relax and slacken. I'm going to count to 6, but whatever serves you. Take a regular inhale and a regular exhale, and we'll begin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then exhale and tuck your chin slightly, round your shoulders, and then round your belly, navel into spine, letting all of the air out. And inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale and lengthen and expand. Exhale and chin rounds, shoulders round, belly rounds. Just continue moving like this. It's a really gentle cat-cow with intentional breath. Your pace, your breath, your practice. One more round. When you feel complete, coming back to a neutral, relaxed spine, coming to a place of stillness where you can notice whatever arises, meeting it with compassion and wisdom. Now we're going to begin some body rolls. On the inhale, bringing your body forward, and on the exhale, rounding and letting out a Brahmari breath. Inhale forward. Doing about 4 each way, so switching directions after 4. back to center. And pausing. Allowing any changes. Allowing any discomfort. Allowing any bliss. And on your next inhale, bringing your heels toward the earth, a super bent knee. Hands flat on the earth if you can, or you can tent into fingertips. I should mention, have props. We'll get props at some point, but you can use them at any time. On the inhale, lengthening your spine, shoulder blades rolling down and back, energetically bringing those shoulder blades to kiss. And then rounding on the exhale, maybe wrapping your arms underneath your hamstrings, or maybe bringing them to the outside of your feet. Kind of feels good. Continuing to maybe scooting your booty back just 1 inch, expanding on the inhale and then rounding on the exhale. Just warming ourselves up before we get into our flow. Scooching that booty back 1 more inch. And maybe at this point your legs are straight, or maybe they're still slightly bent. Inhaling and expanding, exhaling and rounding down. Reflection, toes toward the sky. Try to create space between your toes. Straightening those legs out all the way. Option to place a prop underneath your knees if that feels good. You can't see my feet. There we go. We're gonna flex, open, point, and close. Flex, open, point, and close. Just exploring some really intentional ankle circles. Letting your shoulders relax, paying attention to other places you might be holding tension, and trying to let them go. And then switching direction, so pointing your feet forward, then opening, then flexing, close. Point, open, flex, close. Point, open, flex, close, and just continuing to move through that, feeling the external rotation in your hips, letting it become fluid. And when you feel complete, returning to stillness. Crossing right ankle over left. On the inhale, lengthening through the spine and then rounding forward. It can be slight. You can go as shallow or as deep as you need. Really just taking care of our spines, bringing some of that cerebral fluid to help us move. Rolling up. Inhale and expand, shine that chest, shine that collarbone open, and then exhaling and rounding. And we're going to move through this with your breath. Up and expand, exhaling to bow forward and round. Roll and expand, exhaling to bow. And where you are. Get a neutral spine, bending into that right foot, placing it flat on the earth alongside your knee, or it can be lower by your shin, just whatever feels good today. Maybe adjusting sit bones. And then hugging around that knee with your left hand so that the knee is almost in the crook of your elbow, and placing that right hand behind you. And then looking over the left shoulder and pointing that chin down toward your shoulder. This is our vagal toning portion. And then tilting your chin up toward the right. Inhaling and exhaling. And then back down, chin tilting down toward the left shoulder. And really thoughtfully and deliberately moving through that axis, tilting it up, chin up, left, chin down. Next time you find yourself with your chin down toward the left, stick out your tongue to the left. And then point your eyes to the left, everything left. You definitely look crazy, but it's okay. And then release your eyes and tongue back to center, chin back to center, and slowly unwind. Crossing left over right, expanding on the inhale, rounding forward on the exhale. And just moving through this expansion and this bow at your own pace. Maybe your feet are relaxed, maybe they're flexed. Letting out an audible sigh on the exhale. And rolling up slowly, planting that left foot alongside the knee or the calf. Hugging around that knee with the right elbow, placing left hand behind the sacrum, and then looking over that right shoulder, tilting the chin down toward the shoulder. Breathe. Swallow. And tilting your chin up toward the sky in the left. Breathe. Swallow. Down toward the right shoulder. Just move through this really slowly, using your breath as your guide. When you find a tight pocket, just staying there, being with it, not judging it, just getting familiar with it. Mm. Toning the vagus nerve is just like toning a muscle. It just means we can access it more easily in times of stress. We can come back to regulation, to a sense of safety. Next time you find yourself with your chin tilting down toward the right, stick out your tongue and point your eyes to the right. That tightness in our eyes and tongue, that tight fascia communicates that we aren't safe. And so what we try to do is we open, we stretch, we breathe into it. Believe it or not, the muscles in our eyes are connected to the muscles in our heart. The fascia that wraps around the heart, the pericardium. Relax the eyes and tongue, head back towards center. Unwind the arm and the leg, legs both out in front of you. Just one more round forward. Let that head hang with gravity, or if that feels too intensive a sensation, you can put a prop under the forehead and rest it on that. Breathe out through the back of your spine, through your back ribs. Feeling those intercostals open. Slowly roll up and meet me on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Maybe wag your tail a little bit. Maybe tap the tops of your feet, just getting comfortable here. Looking over your right side, like you're looking at your own booty, and then wagging your hips over to the right. So you're creating this compression in your right side body and this opening in your left side. Breathe out the left ribs. And switch, looking over the left shoulder, hip comes to the left. Moving through a couple more of those. Mm. Mm. Coming back to neutral, letting the head hang heavy, maybe shaking it. No, shaking. Yes. And then bringing those knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch behind you, and sitting back into our first child's pose of the practice. You're going to walk both hands to the outside of your right leg. So you're in a twist. And then you're going to drop down. I'm actually going to use this couch to rest my head. I highly recommend props here. this is a big twist. So use your props to elevate the earth. This couch is just perfect for me today. Just energetically twisting those left ribs down to the earth and those right ribs up. Really wringing out those organs, bringing fresh prana to them, fresh blood flow when we release. Breathe deep into your low belly. Let it get big. Mm. Mm. Slowly untwisting, walking those hands back to center, walking back up to straight spine, maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. We're going to do a couple rounds of lion's breath, inhaling through the nose, and on the exhale, exhaling through the mouth, sticking that tongue out. You can even cross your eyes if your eyes are open. Inhale. And walking those hands over to the outside of your left leg. And then slowly walking those hands a little out and dropping down using those props. This space was like meant for me today, the table and the couch. You can always stack your fists on top of each other and rest your forehead on your fists. Try to keep that right hip energetically moving toward the earth. Twist those right ribs down and those left up, creating more of a twisting sensation. Really returning to our compassion and our wisdom. We're not chasing sensation. We are practicing loving kindness in every move that we make. So if it's too much, back out. If you're doing it because your ego tells you you should, back out. One more round of deep, full breath. And then slowly unwinding back to center, taking a moment here. Coming back to all fours, tucking those toes and coming into our first downward facing dog. So be really gentle with yourself. Adjust your hands, spread all 5 fingers, press that index finger mound into the earth. Gently roll those shoulders inward so elbows are facing toward the earth. All of these just suggestions. Maybe you want to walk that dog out, deeply bending into one knee and then the other. Maybe you want to raise up on your toes and bring the heels both to the left and then both to the right, stretching out that side body. And when you feel ready, returning into stillness, you can have a deep bend in your knees. Coming up onto tiptoes, bending deeply into the knees and reaching that chest and belly towards your thighs, and then sending your heels toward the earth, not striving for perfection. One more time, tiptoes, bend deeply into your knees, stretch that chest toward your thighs, and then melt those heels toward the earth. Right leg raises up and then scoops forward into a lunge. Mm. A moment here. Just feel that lunge. Walk out your front foot for more stability. Option to raise up your hands as high as you need on pillows or blocks. Then we're going to straighten into both legs. Pull it back, round into a cat. Then inhale back into your lunge. Shine those collarbones forward. Exhale, straighten both legs, round into the spine, tuck the chin, press that forward with your hands. And then come back, inhale, shine forward. Just move through these at your own pace. Let it feel good. We're still warming up. Round and straighten. Lunge and expand the heart forward. One more time. Plant that left hand when you find yourself in your lunge again and twist open, simple twist to the right. Unwind. Step back into downward facing dog. Maybe knees come down and you take a moment in child's pose and really honor the effort you just gave. Really honor if you listen to yourself. Really honor what our bodies can do. When you're ready, meet me back in your downward facing dog. Maybe do some of those adjustments we did the first time, bending into those knees and bringing that chest toward the thighs and melting the heels to the earth. Left leg raises behind you and then steps forward into your lunge. Take a moment here, inhaling. Option always to drop that back knee down, always. And on the exhale, straightening both legs and rounding that spine, pushing that floor away to accentuate the rounding in your full spine. And then inhaling, lunge, heart shines forward. And keep moving through that. Bringing a hum or a sigh on the exhale to bring you back to presence. Mm. Meeting me back in your lunge, option to drop that back knee, plant that right hand firmly into the earth and twist that chest open to the left. Option to place your left hand on your sacrum or to raise it up toward the sky. Here for a full round of breath. Melt back down to your lunge. Step left back into downward facing dog. Option to come into child's pose and take a full round of breath there. Now we're going to build on this flow. Meet me in down dog. Right leg raises up behind you and scoops forward into a lunge. Just one round of this straightening your legs with the top. Melting back down into your lunge. Left hand plants, twist open to the right. Simple twist. Back to lunge, unwind. Now plant that left foot back so the pinky edge of your foot is parallel with the short end, the back of your mat. So we're in warrior two legs. And then you're going to open into triangle arms. So peel that left arm up to the sky. Right arm can be planted on a block or pillows, whatever you have to raise you up. Or it can hover above the earth. We're here for a full round of breath. Melt it back down. Meet me in your lunge. Step back into a high plank. Slowly lower those elbows down, grazing your rib cage. Untuck those toes. Cobra. Peel that heart forward. Melt it back down. And again, peel that heart forward. Melt it back down. Now, this time, I really want you to firmly press the tops of your feet into the earth. Roll those shoulders down and back. Energetically, shoulder blades come together. One more cobra. Melt back down. Tuck those toes. Come up through the knees into your downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Left leg raises up behind, scoops forward into your lunge. Straighten those legs, round that back. Melts back down into lunge. Right hand plants. Twist the heart open. Simple twist to the left. Come out of that twist back to lunge. Back foot plants flat on the earth. Pinky side of the foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Warrior two legs. Deep bend in the front and then peel that chest open to the right. Full round of breath here. Unwind. Step back into your high plank option to drop your knees and slowly lower down. Untuck those toes. Now you're going to spider web your hands on the floor in front of you, elbows up to the sky, really wide in cobra. Dropping your right shoulder down toward the earth and then coming back up. Left shoulder down to the earth, coming back up. One more time each way. And melting back down. Maybe just taking a moment in crocodile, opening your feet as wide as your mat, making a little pillow with both of your hands and placing your forehead on it. If you love that somatic rocking we do often, you can move those hips side to side, or you can just stay in stillness. Mm. Mm. Bring those feet back together, hands by shoulders, pulling through the knees, coming into downward facing dog. We just have one more little addition. Last time, both sides. Try to find the ease in your breath as your body is giving some of this effort. Effort and ease. Right leg lifts up toward the sky, rounds into lunge. Straighten both legs. Sink back into lunge. Chest shines forward. Plant that left hand. Simple twist to the right. And back down. Plant that left foot flat, warrior two legs, triangle arms peeling open to the left. Back down, unwinding back to your lunge, dropping that back knee. Here's our addition, Anjaneyasana, both arms raise up. You can leave that back foot tucked or you can untuck it, whatever feels good today, melting those shoulders down. Dropping that right hand on the back of your left thigh, lifting up on the inhale and then over in a gentle arch back on the exhale. Exalted warrior. Unwinding back down, untucking those back toes, or tucking those back toes, excuse me, stepping back into downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Taking a round of breath here, maybe lion's breath. Last time, left leg raises up behind you, scoops forward into lunge. Straighten both legs, round that back up. Forward into lunge, shine that heart forward. Right hand plants, simple twist, peels open to the left. And unwind back to lunge, back foot plants, twisting open to the right. Swallow, breathe. Unwinding, back knee plants, Anjaneyasana, raise it up. Let yourself feel that stretch in your right front hip. Dropping that left arm down somewhere on your backside, inhaling and lengthening that spine, exhaling and arching gently back, exalting your warrior, and unwinding forward, untucking those toes, or excuse me, tucking those toes, stepping back into high plank. And then you can explore your chaturanga or come down to your belly, halfway with your elbows hovering above the floor, untuck those toes and shine that heart forward and up dog. Or you can just do your belly to your cobra and then meeting me back in downward facing dog. And then coming into your child's pose. Really beautiful job on this Sunday morning. We usually do yin. I threw this flow at you. I'm really proud of you. Mm. Breathing in a comfortable seat for our healing mantra. We're gonna do it for about 8 minutes, um, which can feel like an eternity. um, the yoga didn't, when yoga was around, it didn't start as the asanas, the poses that we just did, but the asanas eventually were created in order to stretch and warm the body and get the body ready for deep meditation. So yoga really began as deep, still meditation. Um, and so I wanted to do a flow this morning so that we could really get in our bodies. We could give it that effort. And now we're going to really settle into our meditation. You are welcome to take this meditation on your back. If that just feels really good, you can put your prop underneath your knees, or you're welcome to do it seated. You can also sit on a prop. Sometimes it's nice to sit elevated. What that does is it tilts your hips forward so your spine can really elongate. So that's what I'm going to do today. I emailed this. Maybe you wrote it down. If you did not, it's okay. It's really simple. My nieces and nephews can do it. And you'll get it because we're going to just repeat the same thing for 8 minutes. So even in the beginning, if you're like, keep forgetting it, eventually it's going to become a part of you. So The mantra is Ra Ma Da Sa Sa Se So Hung. And what we're really doing is calling in all of the elements of the earth. These are like, this is from the Kundalini tradition, which is like really all about the chakra systems and lighting ourselves up so we can reach enlightenment and transcendence and becoming whole. So Rama Dasa are these like sacred syllables that call in the elements of earth. Um, and then the Sase Sohang is really like for healing, sending out healing, also internal healing. So this is a really, I said this every day when my foot was broken. My nephew just broke his pinky, and I called him this morning and was like, Coley, you have to say this. And so I said Coley it. So I hope like little Coley's saying it now too. So it's healing you. Today I'd really like us like to take a moment before we begin, and whatever LA looks like to you, Grace, I know you've been there. My dear Julie, that is your home. That was my home for about 4 years. So we all, if you've never been to Los Angeles and you're doing this, you can picture an I Heart LA t-shirt, whatever comes to your mind. Try to really bring something there. Maybe you picture the pier at Santa Monica because you've seen that all the time, some iconic LA. Um, Really just take a moment. Maybe you're picturing just a sea of faces because it's a lot of people's homes. Our Mother Ocean is there, beautiful forests. Okay, now we begin. Eyes closed, body relaxed. I'm just going to begin and you join in whenever it feels good and right to you. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more time. Ramadasa sa se so hung. 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 They say to visualize the syllables as you're saying them. Visualize the crown of your head shooting out a beam of light. The healing is reaching inward and simultaneously reaching outward. Ramadasa sa se so hung. Ramadasa sa se so hung. Ramadasa sa se sa sa say so hung Rama da 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 sa say so hung. Visualize the parts inside of you where you'd like healing to enter, parts that feel broken. Let this mantra, let the light in. It's all you, and so it's all beautiful and perfect. We don't need to change it or force it. We just need to allow it all to be here. Sa say so hung. Settle in these last couple of minutes. Rama da sa say so hung. 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 Two more times. Rama da Inhaling deeply, suspending your breath at the top of your inhale, squeezing root lock, your pelvis floor. And then exhaling and opening and letting it all go. One more time, inhaling, suspending at the top, squeezing root lock. And exhaling and opening. And returning to the natural rhythm of your breath. And with eyes closed, really gently making your way onto your backs. Planting your feet, knees as wide as your mat. And then knocking those knees in together into constructive rest pose. You can let those feet turn in slightly onto the big toe side of your foot. Resting your hands anywhere on your body. Just really gently tucking your chin and visualizing the back of your neck laying flat onto the earth. On your inhale, gently tucking your tailbone and laying your entire spine flat onto the earth. And then on the exhale, allowing it to return to its natural curve. Inhale, flat back, slight tuck of the pelvis. Exhale and return to your natural curve. And just one more time like that. Turning to stillness. Bringing your left knee into your chest, interlacing your hands on the shin or the hamstrings. Extending that right leg out long, wind removing pose. Breathing deep into this compression in your front hip. Pulling that knee gently down and toward your face. Maybe rolling that ankle. Ending where we began. And some ankle rolls, both directions. Bringing right knee into chest, hugging both knees tight. And leaving right knee in and extending left leg out long. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling long and complete with a ha sound. One more breath. Left knee meets right, hugging yourself super tight, super loving. Ankle bones touching, feet relaxed. And then curling your forehead and neck off the earth, bringing your forehead to your knees or your nose nestling in between your knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then releasing into your final resting pose, Shavasana, the most important shape that we've done today. Let your feet be as wide as your mat, your arms wider even, taking up space. Let your toes relax. Your ankles relax. Maybe you want to flex them deeply and then let them relax into stillness. Let your calves melt, your shins melt, your knees get heavy. Thighs and hamstrings relax completely. Allow the front of your hips and your belly to slacken, open. Let your diaphragm and your ribs let go. Shoulders relax and get heavy. Neck melt. Arms relax. Wrists let go. Fingers gently curl into the most relaxed shape. Let your glutes relax. Your sacrum melt. Your spine relax. Your shoulder blades let go. Let your face relax. Your jaw slacken. Your throat slacken. Your eyes release. Your forehead, your scalp release. Safety and relaxation are the states from which we create spaces we can love and receive love. Safety and relaxation are the states from which we heal and contribute to our world's healing. Rest is your birthright. Please stay in your Shavasana as long as you can. When you're ready to awaken, awaken slowly and kindly. Light in me, shining through all my cracks, honors and recognizes and loves the light in all of you. Namaste.